Welcome to JetBlue Park at Fenway South. The rivalry is renewed as the New York Yankees invade to take on the Red Sox in spring training baseball. Hi again, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo, as always, joined by Jerry Remy. Welcome to Red Sox baseball. Well, we've seen a bunch of different lineups so far for Bobby Valentine. Tonight might be close to what we may see during the regular season. Mike Aviles is at the bottom of it, still vying for that shortstop spot.
Well, most of the talk during spring training has been about Iglesias, as everybody knows, whether or not he's going to make the team or not. But Mike Aviles, very quietly, has had a very good spring for the Red Sox. He's hitting the ball very well. He's worked on his defense at shortstop. He looks very comfortable there. He's comfortable working with Pedroia. So if the Iglesias thing does not work out early, certainly they got a guy in Aviles that is capable of doing the job. And watching him this spring, it looks like he's really coming in spring in good shape, knowing that maybe he has to compete for a job, and is certainly aiming to win one.
Well, this may be spring training, but it's still Red Sox and Yankees. You got ESPN here, you got Yes here, and of course, you've got Nesson. The first pitch is coming your way next. Boston Red Sox baseball on Nesson is brought to you by Jordan's Furniture, the official furniture store of the Boston Red Sox. Your New England Chevy dealers. Ace Ticket. New Balance, the official footwear and apparel sponsor of the Boston Red Sox. New Balance, let's make excellent happen. And by Bob's Discount Furniture. Well, as you can imagine, it's a popular ticket here in spring training. Doesn't matter that it is exhibition. It is Red Sox, Yankees, and the fans lined up here very early today and making their way in here to the ballpark tonight on what has been a very nice night. And the concourses are filled with both Red Sox and Yankees fans at this beautiful JetBlue Park at Fenway South, where the Red Sox and Yankees will meet for the first time ever. Red Sox taking the field tonight. As the Red Sox take the field, let's check out the Yankees starting lineup. It's brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Brett Gardner leads it off in left field with Curtis Granderson, who had a fabulous year last year, is in center field. Andrew Jones is in right. Eric Chavez at third base trying to stay healthy. Raul Ibanez, formerly of the Phillies and other places, the DH. Brandon Laird is at first base, batting sixth, with Jose Gil doing the catching. Ramiro Pena is at second base. He bats eighth. And Doug Bernier is at shortstop. He bats ninth. The starting pitcher is brought to you by New Balance, the official footwear and apparel sponsor of the Boston Red Sox. New Balance, let's make excellent happen. Aaron Cook getting his second appearance. We saw his first appearance. That was in Sarasota against the Orioles, and got kind of a late start to the spring. He gets the start here tonight for the Red Sox, as the Red Sox are also expected to see Ross Ohlendorf, Mark Melancon, and Jesse Carlson work in tonight's game.
The defense tonight for the Red Sox, they'll have Kevin Youkilis at third base, Mike Aviles the shortstop, Dustin Pedroia at second, and Adrian Gonzalez the first. Left to right, Cody Ross, Jacoby Ellsbury, and Ryan Sweeney, and Kelly Shopik doing the catching for Aaron Cook.
And the umpire crew tonight, Mark Lolo has the plate calling the balls and strikes with Tim Tschida at first base, Tim Timmons at second base, and Manny Gonzalez is the umpire at third. Very comfortable conditions here tonight. There are some ominous skies off to the left, although they're not expecting showers here at the moment. It's 81 degrees, breeze at 12 miles per hour out of the south, and partly cloudy, but right now some big dark clouds up over JetBlue Park here in Fort Myers. As Brett Gardner makes his way to the dish here to get things started tonight between the Red Sox and Yankees.
Well, one thing to look for tonight from Aaron Cook. This is only the second time he's worked this spring. The fact is he needs to throw ground balls. He's a sinker ball pitcher, and that's the key. Get the ball down in the zone and make his infielders busy.
Speaking of ground balls, the best ground ball ratio, Brandon Weta on top of that list. Eric Lowe, we all know about his sinker. Jake Westbrook ahead of Cook, but Cook's numbers were tough last year, 3-10 with a 6.03 earned run average. Gardner with a bunt bid. Quickly out is Shopik. Got to hurry up with Gardner running, and he gets it there in time. Nice play by Kelly Shopik.
That ball just died right in front of home plate. It's a little wet in front of home plate to start the ball game, and Gardner tries to bunt. It never reaches past the dirt. Shopik with a couple of crow hop steps and the throw to first base to get Gardner.
So one down here in the first inning, and what a fabulous year last year for Curtis Granderson, really coming into his own. First year, 41 home runs, 119 runs batted in for New York. And he's had a very good spring so far, going 10 for 26 during the spring. 385 average. Yankees coming into tonight's action are 10-9 during the spring. Red Sox are 9-7. Aaron Cook allowed one hit in 3 1/3 innings. Did not factor in the first appearance that he made at Sarasota against Baltimore. This one by the mound softly. Pedroia's got to hurry with Granderson running, and he gets it there in time. Nice defense turned here in the early going of this one. 2 down.
Yeah, Dustin Pedroia coming in with the glove hand, making it the one-handed catch. Then the transfer to the throwing hand to get Granderson at first base. Granderson doesn't run quite like he used to run, but still very well down that first base line.
2 down for Andrew Jones. 13 home runs for the Yankees last year. 5 for 28 so far during the spring, signing a 1-year deal to return to New York once again. .179 average so far in 11 spring training games for Jones. Appeared for a while like his career may be over after leaving Atlanta, but he's bounced around a little bit since, and now back with the Yankees for a second straight year. That's in there for strike 2, 1-2. Aaron Cook spending his career with the Colorado Rockies, breaking into the big leagues in 2002. .11 games in 2009, 16 games in 2008, his best season. He was 16-9. The 3.96 earned run average, an all-star in the National League. And he strikes out Andrew Jones. A nice first inning for Aaron Cook. Red Sox are coming up from JetBlue Park right after this. Back at JetBlue Park as the Yankees went down in order, the Red Sox are coming up. Good look from the monster seats as the Red Sox starting lineup is brought to you by your New England Chevy dealers. Jacoby Ellsbury leads it off in center field with Dustin Pedroia at second base. Kevin Youkilis at third base bats third with Adrian Gonzalez at first base in the cleanup spot. David Ortiz at DH. Cody Ross in left. Ryan Sweeney, who's had a tough spring, in right. Kelly Shopik does the catching, bats eighth, and Mike Aviles at shortstop bats ninth. On the mound tonight for New York is Adam Warren. Last year was in AAA Scranton. Did appear in 3 games with New York. No record, a 3.38 earned run average. 6-8 in Scranton with a 3.60. And his first pitch is in there for strike one to Jacoby Ellsbury. Well, Jerry, we take a look at this lineup, and every time we do a game, we think, well, maybe this is the one that we may see during the regular season. But this appears to be the closest, maybe. As Ellsbury chops it back up the middle, off-balance throw and in time from Pena. But let's take a look at the defense.
Yeah, let's look at the Yankee defense right now. Eric Chavez at third base, Doug Bernier, the shortstop, Ramiro Pena at second, and Brandon Laird, the first baseman. Left to right, Brett Gardner, Curtis Granderson, and Andrew Jones, and Jose Gil behind the plate catching Warren. But I agree with you, Don. This is the closest that this has looked like a Red Sox lineup anyway from a year ago, as we've seen in quite some time. Most of the starting players in there tonight, maybe all of the starting players in there tonight.
Bobby Valentine was asked before the game, Kevin Youkilis batting third, will we see that during the regular season? And he said yes, but still non-committal as to whether to be on a regular basis. Bernier at short's throw is in time, and Pedroia is out number 2 away.
Pedroia will be upset with himself there because he let a hanging breaking ball get by that time. Not a good breaking ball by Warren, and Pedroia just tops it to shortstop for the ground ball. That ball just hung up in the zone. Nice wood pitch to hit.
2 down for Kevin Youkilis. 5 for 23 so far during the spring for Youkilis. Yankees playing for Youkilis to pull as Curtis Granderson moves from center field into left center. Youkilis after a 2-0 pitch lifts it to short right. Andrew Jones will make his way in, puts it away, and it's a 1-2-3 first inning. Done with 1. Yankees and Red Sox are scoreless. Cards with W.B. Mason. Bruins face off live with Dale Arnold right after Sox and Yankees. Scoreless as we head into the top half of the second inning. Eric Chavez leading it off. Former Oakland A and a nice season last year and trying to stay healthy. That's been the biggest deal for Chavez. Back here with the Yankees again. 125 spring so far. 3 for 24 during spring training. Yeah, a little looper to shallow center. A little fall in front of Ellsbury for a base hit.
Now, the Yankees, when they travel, they usually split up their squad. In most games, some games they bring out their outfielders to make a trip, which they did tonight. Some games they bring their infielders to make a trip, and the infielders are not here tonight, with the exception of Chavez, who, of course, sometimes plays first base and third base for the Yankees.
Raul Ibanez, one of the interesting signings for the Yankees during the offseason, the former Philadelphia Philly. The last number of years, and Ibanez has had a very slow spring, just 2 for 34 out of the gate. 0-59 for the Yankees in 12 games. Ibanez, one of the newcomers. Of course, Michael Pineda, Roki Kuroda being added to this Yankee roster. Gone from the Yankees, A.J. Burnett. Of course, the retirement of Jorge Posada. Jesus Montero, part of the big deal that brought Pineda to the Yankees, and Bartolo Colon no longer with New York. I think you'll agree, Jerry, heading into the season, really the Yankees are the class right now, the American League East, at least on paper, to start the season.
Well, it certainly seemed that way. They're very deep in their pitching department. Talking to Kenny Singleton prior to the ballgame today, the Yankee announcer, and you know, they feel they're very deep. They feel they've got some good young guys down at AAA also that could help out through the course of the season. And, of course, the return of Andy Pettitte, which is pushing some of these guys in the starting rotation.
What a surprise that was. Signing him to a one-year minor league contract with an invitation to spring training, of course. 240 wins in his career, retired for a year. 16 major league seasons with the Yankees, and he is coming back. 13 total seasons with the club and 203 of his 240 wins with the Yankees. So their rotation is much better than where they were a year ago when they had to use Freddie Garcia, who pitched very well, and Bartolo Colon coming out of spring training to finish out the 4-5 spots. This one fouled back and below us. Joe Girardi's Yankees primed and ready for the 2012 season. We have seen the Rays as well during the spring, and they are also very talented, very deep among starting pitching. Lead runner on, and Eric Chavez at first base. Ibanez fouls one off back to the screen. Ibanez last year finishing the year with 20 home runs, 84 runs batted in, and he hit .245 in his final season with the Philadelphia Phillies. Brandon Laird waits on deck. Some rather ominous clouds have made their way over JetBlue Park here at the moment.
Let's hope they stay away for about 4 hours of a moment.
And they pick him off. Chavez did not get back. A couple of tries by Cook, and this one gets him.
Boy, talk about a lackadaisical effort getting back to first base. I mean, you're not going to see it any easier than this. It's kind of a routine pickoff attempt at first base, and Chavez doesn't make it back. Gonzalez catches him right on the calf before the foot gets on the bag. An embarrassing moment for Chavez right there.
So base is empty. Ibanez with a count of 1-2. And a foul off to the left out of play.
I think I mentioned earlier that Cook has only worked once. That's not correct. He's worked twice in spring training. In both those games against the Baltimore Orioles, the longest he's gone in a game, 3 1/3 innings. And that was that last time out on the 17th of March.
Down and in, count evens at 2-2. Ninth pitch of the at-bat coming up for Ibanez, who's battling. He's got a tough spring at the plate, as we mentioned. 2 for 34 in the spring. On the ground towards Pedroia. 2 down.
That's certainly a good sign early here for Cook as he's getting those ground ball outs that we talked about. A couple to Pedroia, 1 in the first inning, 1 right now for the second out of the second inning.
Well, Jerry, great to see our friend Terry Francona in the house tonight for ESPN, and I'm sure we'll see a lot of him during the regular season, now doing Sunday Night Baseball. We'll hear from Terry coming up next inning as he met with the media here on the field. It seems so strange. We've been around him 8 years not to have him here in spring training until today. But he has settled in very nicely to that role, and I'm sure he'll do an incredible job. As this is to shallow center. Ellsbury coming in to make the catch. We'll hear from Tito. We come back to Fort Myers. Be there for the first homestand of the season as the defending American League champion Texas Rangers visit Fenway Park for a 2-game series on April 17th and 18th. Oakland A's will visit Boston for the second homestand of the season on April 30th, May 1st, and 2nd. Get your tickets now for both of these matchups at redsox.com/tickets. This place jam-packed tonight at JetBlue Park at Fenway South. Red Sox Yankees as we head into the second inning, and Adrian Gonzalez to lead it off. It's Gonzalez, Ortiz, and Cody Ross to bat in the inning. Is Adrian 8 for 22 so far during the spring, at .364 in 9 spring training games. Last year, in his first year with the Red Sox, finishing the year hitting at .338. That's a strike, 2-1.
That's a good take on a 2-0 pitch right there. That ball was down and away. Not a pitch that Gonzalez wants on a 2-0 count. Probably looking for the ball middle in. Sinker down and away.
Goes after it, fouls it off to the left, out of play, 2-2. David Ortiz waiting on deck. Well, before the game, Bobby Valentine and Terry Francona exchanged handshakes and had a little chat. And they're talking about Terry's office, now Bobby Valentine's office at Fenway Park. And two, of course, have seen each other a few times during the offseason since Bobby Valentine had been hired. So not the first time they've seen each other. In fact, they were interviewed together a couple of different times. But a very strange feeling, as Terry told both of us before the game, really to be here and be around the players has been a very difficult time for him. So used to being part of Red Sox spring training, and this is the first time he's been here. It's a swing and a miss. Adrian Gonzalez down by way of the K. Terry meeting with a lot of the players today on the field, including Adrian Gonzalez and others around the batting cage as he made his way onto the field to say hello to some of his former coaches, doctors, and everybody else who is happy to see Terry Francona here today, and probably the player that he is the closest with here with the Red Sox in Dustin Pedroia, spending a lot of time with him, and then met with the media for a long time. We will hear from Terry in a little bit, talking a little bit about what it's like to be now on the other side where we sit.
And I think this has to be a very difficult day for Terry Francona, coming back here to do a Red Sox game right out of the chute.
It's knocked down, but Big Papi's going to leg it out. First base runner of the night for the Red Sox.
Ortiz right back up the middle and off the glove of Warren. And slows it up enough where Ortiz can pick up the infield hit. Warren almost made a nice play on this ball, but it deflects off the heel of the glove and out towards shortstop. Of course, they had the shift on for Ortiz. Nobody there. Base hit.
One on, one out. And Cody Ross coming up. 10 for 25 spring for Ross, sitting at 400. He's opened some eyes during camp. Couple of home runs. Had 14 home runs last year for the San Francisco Giants. Terry spent, about 20 minutes with the media total. As you can see, a large contingent both from Boston and New York, as you might imagine. Red Sox, Yankees being here, and took all the questions. This one in the dirt, and it is 1-1.
As I was saying, this is probably a day that I'm not sure was very high in his calendar. To come back and do the very first game here against with the Red Sox, and having to meet the media again, and trying to answer questions about the last season and moving forward. And, he's got a little bit of a comfort level in the booth. He did some games last year in the playoffs and did them very, very well.
He did work for Fox last year in the American League Championship Series. He was very comfortable in that setting, but I don't think there's any doubt, Jerry, that he'll be back in a dugout very soon.
He already misses it. You can tell just by talking to him. He misses managing.
This is fine for now, but this is not what he does.
No.
He's on that talkback a lot, I can tell you that. Look at him. He's wearing out the producer already. Look at him. He's not talking on the air. Anytime he touches that button, he's talking to the truck. 2-1 is in there for a strike, and it's 2-2. Right now he's got nothing.
That's not unusual for us.
Ortiz at first, 2-2 to Cody Ross. Line to left. Gardner coming in. Will make the catch on the sinking liner. Sharply hit, but Gardner's got good speed, and there's two down. It's time now for the Bob's Discount Furniture Inside Word tonight, catching up with Terry Francona.
I don't think I ever set out to be critical of anybody. I think there's a way to, say what's going on without being, you don't have to be a bad person. I mean, if somebody doesn't catch the ball, they don't catch the ball. But I think there's a way to, I'll just be myself. I don't know. I can't tell them how I'm going to say something months from now. Just try to tell people what I see on the field.
Jerry, you can certainly understand that after all your years of being an analyst and being a player before, making the difference to being an analyst from and separating yourself, I guess, from the field.
Yeah, there is a way to make people aware of the fact that, a mistake was made without burying people. And I think that's what Tito is talking about. And being yourself, and that's really what you have to be. And, if he's himself, people are going to like him because he's a very likable guy. Obviously, the knowledge of the league and the knowledge of the players in the league is very fresh in his mind from being a manager with the Red Sox for so long.
Ryan Sweeney batting's had a tough go of it during the spring. 1 for 15 so far for Red Sox outfielder coming over from the Oakland A's. In the air to left center field, and that's going to get in. Ortiz from first to third with a throw to go to second. And the Red Sox have runners at the corners with 2 down.
Did you see that slide by Ortiz at third base? The whole stadium shook. It's a changeup this time that's kind of hitting the gap in left center field between Gardner and Granderson. Big Poppy round at second base. He goes into the feet for a slide at third and makes the whole ballpark rumble. Watch this. Boom.
Wow. Came up a little short.
Came up a little short at third base.
So first and third. 2 down. Much needed hit for Ryan Sweeney as Kelly Shopik stands in. Red Sox catcher 4 for 16 during the spring. Works out to a .250 average for Shopik.
He's got that one home run that we did see here a couple of days ago. It was a bomb over that left field wall.
Warren gets a strike in there, trying to work out of this jam. Retired the first 4 Red Sox he faced in the game, but now runners at the corners with 2 down. Popped up, foul off first. Laird towards the tarp, will lean and not make the catch. And a tough try, and he did about as well as he could do, dealing with the tarp and the baseball bending away.
Yeah, you go as far as you can until you can't go anymore. And right here you see Laird battling not only the stands but the top. Makes a nice effort but can't quite come up with it. So the Red Sox have another chance here with 2 outs.
Ortiz at third, Sweeney at first, 2 down. 1-2 coming to Shopik. That'll miss. Held on to for a while by Gill, trying to get the call.
Breaking ball that just missed, apparently a little bit too low. And you could see the catcher Gill try to pull that back up into the strike zone.
Too tight. And Shopik right now, runners at first and third and 2 down. Full count. Aviles waiting on deck. Talked about him off the top. Still vying for the shortstop job every day. in the air to right field. Andrew Jones is there, and out of the jam is Warren. No score after 2 from Blue Park.
Since 1818, we've been building
and Afghanistan and their families. Join the 2012 Run Walk to Home Base presented by New Balance on Sunday, May 20th, 2012. Advanced registration is required. To learn more or sign up as a runner or a walker, please visit runtohomebase.org today. Well, we've heard from Ben Cherington, we've heard from Mike Hazen, and we're about to hear from Brian O'Halloran, Vice President, Assistant General Manager of the Red Sox, as we head to the top of the third. Great to see you. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Ballpark looks terrific. You guys have to be thrilled with everything that's taken place here to have everybody now at the same facility all spring training long. Absolutely.
It's exciting. It's a beautiful facility. It's great to have the minor leaguers and the major leaguers in the same place. Helps us out a lot, and it's been great so far.
Well, as far as having the minor leaguers here as well, how much of a difference does that make for you guys, able to see them a little bit closer and also to have some of the major leaguers around those guys?
For both of those reasons, it's great. Just today, first of all, we had Josh Beckett throwing, in a minor league game. Could walk out of my office, and Ben could walk out of his office, and Bobby could walk out of his office to watch that, and also just to go down and see our minor league players that we didn't see as much in the past. Just logistically, it's harder to get down and back, and all the things you got to do during the day. It just helps a lot for sort of evaluation purposes and just seeing your minor league players a little bit more often.
Getting to the major league level right now, talking about evaluating, there's still a lot of evaluating going on as far as the pitching staff goes, and that includes starters and relievers.
That's right, and one of those guys is out there tonight, Aaron Cook, competing for one of the spots in the rotation, and certainly the last couple of weeks is it's really crunch time for figuring all that out. Where guys slot in, who makes the club, and all that sort of thing.
One of the interesting things about this spring, it sounds like, is how well Daisuke Matsuzaka has been doing. Give us an update on where Daisuke is.
Daisuke is doing great. He threw a live BP today, came through well, did a nice job, and that's I didn't see it today, but I saw his the other day, and he looks really good, and he certainly looks good physically. One thing I think he did was he took the unfortunate circumstance of having to be rehabbing for a year off of Tommy John and really got himself in as good a shape as we've ever seen him, which is going to help him down the road, and certainly it's helping him now, and he's well on his way back here.
And staying on Daisuke for a moment, working with Bobby Valentine, who speaks Japanese, that should be a major help for Daisuke.
Definitely. I think Bobby's experience, not just the language, but also just the experience having lived and worked in Japan and managed over there, and getting to know the culture, is absolutely going to help with Daisuke, with Junichi Tozawa. That's a big plus.
How are things going for you so far, settling into this position and the way spring has gone, and your relationship with Bobby Valentine and everything going together here so far during the spring?
It's been great. Obviously new manager and a lot of change in the organization and new facility and all that. But working with Bobby has been great. He's got so much energy and passion.
This one bounced out to short. Aviles sidearmed it in time, and there's True away.
He's got so much energy and passion for the game of baseball, and one of the great baseball minds you're ever going to run into. And he's also just very open-minded and good to work with on a day-to-day basis. It's been great.
Two of the younger players that have been getting an awful lot of headlines. Iglesias, obviously, at shortstop. Lavanway behind home plate. Lavanway's improved tremendously defensively, and I guess what people want to know is, are these guys going to be starting at the major league level or the minor league level? And it's unclear to a lot of people. I think maybe even to the manager at this point.
Yeah, I mean, we got a couple weeks here to finish off evaluations, and Bobby and his staff, have that time to continue to evaluate things.
This one tap back to the mound, a toss to first that will end the inning. Brian O'Halloran, thanks very much for stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
Red Sox and the Yankees are scoreless.
All my years, I don't believe.
Season. Create your own unique package with seats for two great games. Pair a date with the Yankees or an exciting summer weekend game with an early season game in April or May. Get your double play packs tickets now at redsox.com/double play. The clouds have been hanging around, but so far no precipitation. And as we head to the bottom of the third inning, and it's Mike Aviles leading it off, Jacoby Ellsbury and Dustin Pedroia. They've talked about all the competitions, but Jerry was starting to get to that point where stuff's got to start happening.
Yeah, I wish it would stop happening, It's right now.
Yeah, especially in the pitching department, because really the guys need to know what their roles are going to be in the pen and kind of get ready the last week of the season, I would think.
I think when it's going to start happening, I really do, is toward the end of this week, because they've got some road games they've got to play, and they've got to take some extra guys on the road with them. And I think that once we get down to the final week, I think we're going to be pretty close to what Bobby Valentine's going to be taking north with him to Detroit for opening day. That's just my gut feeling.
Earlier in the spring, he had said that he wasn't sure he needed a fifth starter, at least to begin the season with the way the schedule started.
Right. So there's a possibility that you can have, an 11-man pitching staff.
Right.
Or even
4 starters.
Yeah, 4 starters right out of the chute and take an extra position player. And then, of course, when you need finally that fifth starter, you go get him and you send somebody back to the minor league. So that's up in the air right now. There's a lot of things up in the air. I don't think I've ever been this deep in the spring training where I'm unclear on what the pitching staff's going to be, what it's going to look like.
The lineup.
Or the lineup itself.
This is on the ground to first base. Moving to his right is Laird. He'll need help, and Warren's there. There's 2 down here in the 3rd inning.
And you and I were talking about it at dinner tonight. It could be a different lineup almost every day for Bobby Valentine. I know he likes to manage that way. He did in Texas. Very seldom you saw the same lineup twice in a row.
People make such a big deal about the lineup all spring training.
It's always been the case here in Boston. It always has been the case. They want to know in December what the lineup's going to be.
I agree. I think it's going to change all the time. I think you may have a 3-4 type situation on a regular basis, maybe the guys towards the top, but everything else is going to be mix and match. As Pedroia takes strike 1. Dustin grounded out shortstop in the first to use 0 for 1. This one fouled off to the right. This copyright telecast presented by authority of the Boston Red Sox may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. Counts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Boston Red Sox. 2 down in the 3rd inning. 40th pitch coming up for Adam Warren. And that's outside. 2-2.
Yankees making about a 2-hour trip down from Tampa to JetBlue Park here in Fort Myers.
Down the right field line and foul back into the seats.
Seems like every time we do a Yankee Red Sox spring training game, it's up at Tampa. It's nice to be home for one.
It is. It's been a little while, I think. We've done plenty from Steinbrenner Field. Felix Doubront went there and pitched very well for the Red Sox, shutting down the Yankees. Ended up being a 1-0 Red Sox victory. Pedroia gets hit on the forearm or hand, and he is in some pain.
They say he swung the bat.
It's out. So not only does he get hit, but swinging on it, and he is called out to end the inning. Let's hope that Pedroia is okay. Scoreless after 3. Tomorrow night at 8, don't miss Nesson's English Premier League match of the week as Liverpool, the world's most historic soccer club, visits Queen's Park. Follow the league's action at nesson.com/soccer. Let's look at the wide concourses here at JetBlue Park at Fenway South as we head to the fourth inning. And out of this game is Dustin Pedroia. Pedro Ciriaco comes in at second base, and Pedroia hit with a pitch to end last inning. As we play along here to the fourth inning, and top of the Yankees order, Brett Gardner to lead it off. Gardner, Granderson, and Jones here in the fourth inning.
Now the concern right now is Dustin Pedroia, as he does swing at this pitch, but the big concern is where it hits him. And it looks like it got him right off the right wrist. So he was immediately taken out of the game by Bobby Valentine. Probably get some x-rays on that. And hopefully everything's okay.
Too far inside, 3-1 to Gardner. Always dangerous when he gets on. Tried to bunt his way on back in the first inning. Little nubber right in front of the plate, and Shopik made a nice play to gun him down. Saw Granderson waiting on deck. On the ground, and Gardner will be on base. A single to right field. Second hit of the night for the Yankees.
And of course, Gardner, with his speed, immediately becomes a threat to steal second base. This time he gets a sinking fastball that stays up in the zone a little bit. You can see it right there just above the knees, and he hooks it by Ciriaco at second base for the base hit.
So lead runner on for New York for the second time in the game. Eric Chavez had reached with a single in the second, but was picked off by Aaron Cook. Curtis Granderson had 41 home runs a year ago. Grounded out to second base in the first inning. Twists him out of the way with a pitch in, 2-0. Another good outing here for Aaron Cook going so far tonight. He's given up just 2 hits and now 3+ innings. The Sox do have action in their pen. Another check, and diving back is Gardner.
All kind of opportunities for the Yankees here. Straight out steal with the speed of Gardner, with a sinker ball pitcher on the mound. The possibility of a hit and run. 2-0 count, though, usually lead for the hitter.
One fouled straight back, 2-1.
Now the likelihood of movement on the bases becomes more of an option for the Yankees, with the count running 2 balls, 1 strike.
There he goes on the 2-1. It's a fly ball hit well to center. Ellsbury going back will not make the catch. It bounces around. Gardner will be waved around as Granderson heads to third base with an RBI triple that has the Yankees on top 1-0.
Well, Gardner did go off at first base. He was around second base, just waiting to see if this ball was going to be caught by Jacoby Ellsbury. He's at a full sprint and can't catch up to it. Gets over his head, just over the top of the glove, and Gardner's able to score easily. Granderson at third base with a triple. So the sinkers, high sinkers this inning, and both have resulted in base hits. One a base hit, one a triple.
So Granderson at third base. Nobody out here in the fourth inning. Andrew Jones, the batter. Infield in on the right side as the first pitch misses for ball one.
Well, they tried to trick the coaches. What they tried to do there, they started back deep, and as the pitch was coming to home plate, they started to run in. Now they'll just start from the infield in position on the right side.
Terry Royster alongside Bobby Valentine, his third base coach. Jones lines it into center field, and from third comes Granderson. The Yankees take a 2-0 lead. Sharply hit ball by Jones. Siriaco tried to do what he could to knock that down.
Even if he was playing back deep at his normal position, he would not have been able to make a play on that. He actually had a better chance at it with the infield in. Again, another ball that stays up in the zone. That's hit hard by Andrew Jones. Siriaco goes across his body, gets a piece of the baseball, but can't make the catch. So 3 balls hit very hard this inning by the Yankees.
Andrew Jones at first base, held on by Adrian Gonzalez as Eric Chavez stands in and look over at first base. No throw. Four hits for New York, and 3 have come in succession here in the fourth inning. That's a strike over the outside corner. Throw to first, and they pick him off. He's got a pretty good move. Either that or he's really catching the Yankees napping.
That was a very good move. That was very quick feet on the part of Aaron Cook to get that pick off at first base. Look how quickly those feet move. And he's got Andrew Jones hung out there to dry. Nice sweet tag by Gonzalez. Second guy he's picked off tonight.
You almost got Brett Gardner earlier in this inning, but he's got Chavez and he's got Jones as Chavez fouls it back to the backstop. 0-2. '50th pitch for Cook of his outing, and it's chopped foul over by the Red Sox dugout. And the Red Sox have said that it is a right forearm contusion for Dustin Pedroia. Had to leave this game after that. So 2 is popped up. Shallow left center. In from center comes Ellsbury. Puts it away for the second out of the inning. We will next be with you in action on NESN on Saturday afternoon as the Red Sox host the Philadelphia Phillies in a split squad game from right here at JetBlue Park. Live coverage begins at 1:30, and we remind you Red Sox spring training baseball is presented by Southwest Airlines.
And starting that game for the Red Sox against the Phillies will be Aceves that day, Alfredo Aceves. Still, I guess, maybe battling for a starting rotation bid.
Siriaco off balance throw, gets it there in time. Nice play. He's got a good arm, and seen a lot of them during the spring. The Yankees get 2. It's 2-0 New York. Sox as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning. Looking for a unique chance to support the Red Sox Foundation and by extension nonprofit programs in Rhode Island. Be one of the first fans with a Rhode Island Red Sox license plate. This opportunity is open to Red Sox fans with a passenger or commercial plate currently registered in Rhode Island. For more information, visit redsoxfoundation.org. Last half of the fourth inning back at JetBlue Park as the Yankees grabbed 2 runs in the top half of this inning, and it is Kevin Youkilis, Adrian Gonzalez, and David Ortiz to bat in the inning. Youkilis up the middle, but ranging is Bernier. His sidearm throw is in time. He's seen some pretty defense in this game. Nice play.
I thought for sure that ball was headed up the middle for a base hit, but Bernier makes a great play. Look how far he's playing Youkilis to pull, and look how much ground he has to cover to get to this ball. Ball bounces up, which helps him a little bit. He's able to bounce up himself, make the throw, and get the out at first base. Very nice play by the Yankee shortstop.
One out here in the fourth inning for Adrian Gonzalez. Adam Warren has done a nice job so far tonight. He's held the Red Sox to 2 hits. Mentioned last year spending the bulk of his year at AAA Scranton. As this one fouled off over by the Yankees dugout. He was 6-8 last year, 3.60 earned run average. Did appear in 3 games with New York. In the air to right center. Granderson and Jones coming together. It's Andrew Jones out in front of the bullpen. 2 down in the inning. Boston Red Sox Spring Training Baseball on NESN is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. A great look at JetBlue Park at Fenway South. 2 outs in the fourth inning, and David Ortiz with his second AB of the night. Reached on an infield hit in the second inning. During the regular season, the Red Sox and Yankees will first meet the 100th anniversary of Fenway Park on the 20th of April. 3:05 start time at Fenway, there for the weekend. First time the Red Sox and Yankees will meet will be at Fenway. This is chopped into the shift right side. Ortiz almost beat it out, but he is out number 3. And the Sox are down in order. We played 4 from JetBlue Park. It's 2-0 New York. Red Sox Magazine is packed full of exclusive features, interviews, and photos of your favorite players from today and yesterday. Get the inside scoop in the official magazine of the Boston Red Sox. You can order yours by calling 781-545-5702, or you can check out a preview at redsox.com/magazine. Yankees enjoying a 2-0 lead as we play along to the top of the 5th inning. Red Sox bring on their second pitcher of the night, Ross Ohlendorf, 29-year-old. 2 games during the spring without giving up a run. No record. 3 2/3, giving up 1 hit. Signed a minor league deal with the Red Sox, invited to spring training. His first experience in the Red Sox organization. He's made 95 major league appearances, including 64 starts over parts of 5 seasons with these New York Yankees. 07, 08, and with the Pittsburgh Pirates 2008 through 2011. Won 11 games with the Pittsburgh Pirates and 29 starts in 2009. And the very next year was 1-11 in 21 starts. Brandon Laird to get it started for New York in the 5th. Fly ball struck well to left. Ross as far as he can go at the wall, and it's off the wall. Plays the carom, a good throw to second, and safe at second base is Laird. Close play.
Good read out there by Cody Ross, learning that left field wall down here at JetBlue Park, and backed off nicely, played it on the hop, and made it a very close play at second base. Laird hit the ball well, and you're going to see it bounce right at the top of the scoreboard. And then Cody Ross with that strong throw to second base almost gets Laird, but not quite.
So a double starts the 5th inning for New York. Here's Jose Gil, who struck out swinging in the 3rd inning. And solidly on the ground through the right side into right field, a base hit. Laird will be stopped as Sweeney gets it back in, cut off. With the Yankees with 1st and 3rd and nobody out.
And Gill doing his job, trying to hit the ball to the right side to advance that runner. He gets the bonus. He gets the base hit along with going to the right side. Pretty good charge put on by Sweeney. That's going to hold the runner Laird at 3rd base. But 1st and 3rd with nobody out.
Brings up Ramiro Pena, who grounded out to shortstop in the 3rd inning, 0 for 1. Incidentally, the line on Aaron Cook tonight, who started the game for the Red Sox, 4 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs. He didn't walk anybody, and he struck out 2. He is on the hook at the moment. The Yankees on top 2-0. Look to 3rd, a look to 1st. Doesn't throw to either locale.
I like that. Locale, no venue.
Mixed it in, didn't start with the venue.
You got the venue, you got the locale.
And what's the other one? Don't get to run it out there all that often. Destination, that's what it is.
Destination.
Yes, destination.
It's like Red Sox destination.
Yes. Spring training for announcers, too. Working out the kinks. Got to remember all the stuff you say. I mean, you only have like 12 games to remember it all. It's been a long time since you mixed it in.
Well, next time, use destination.
Yes.
Then you've practiced every one of them, and you should be ready to go.
All been run out there. Red Sox infield double play depth. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. Ross Ohlendorf from Austin, Texas. Spent the majority of last year in the DL with a shoulder injury. Fouled straight back to the screen. Totaled 7 major league starts over August and September of last year. He had his only major league win of the season. 6 Ks in 7 innings, giving up 2 runs to the LA Dodgers. And in that game, he hit his first major league home run, a 3-run home run off Danny Evelyn for his first big league RBI. And pretty good day for him in his only major league win of the year. Pena reaches out, pops it up, foul ground. Youkilis will have no play. Boston Red Sox baseball in NESN is brought to you by Eastern Bank. Commitment, compassion, and love of the game. These are just some of the things Eastern Bank is made of. Find out what we're made of at easternbank.com. New York already on top 2-0, threatening again in the fifth. First and third, nobody out. Pena chops it to first. Gonzalez will tag the runner for the out. Took a look at third base. Laird started down the line, then retreated to the bag. So Adrian gets the out of Pena at first, one down.
Yeah, Laird was about almost halfway home when Gonzalez fielded that ball. He took a peek at him quickly. That sent Laird back to third base, and then Gonzalez just had to track the hitter down to tag him out. Pena going down that first base line.
Second and third, one out. And Doug Bernier, the batter, made a nice defensive play an inning ago. Shortstop. Second at bat of the night. He bounced back to the mound in the third inning. Looked like he went around and did, according to Mark Lolo, the home plate umpire.
Excellent block also by Kelly Shopping behind the plate. He saved the Red Sox a run right there. The breaking ball from Ohlendorf, and you can see Shopping sliding quickly to his right. Doesn't try to catch it, just tries to block it, saves a run.
In the dirt, and it is 1-1. And again, running in from the right side was the second baseman, Siriaco, almost charging from his spot at second, right to the lip of the grass.
Yeah, that's what they're trying. They try to trick the third base coach. In other words, if the infield's back, the third base coach is going to tell the runner, you go on any ground ball to the infield. By coming in at that point, it changes everything, and the third base coach has to be on top of that as well as the base runner. And that's something we'll see Bobby Valentine do quite a bit with his infielders, especially the off infielders. The right-handed hitter, the right side of the infield will come charging in at times.
One misses inside. Jerry, we've seen a lot of different things Bobby Valentine do during spring training. Are these things he's checking out in spring training, or are these things you think we're going to see in the regular season?
No, I think a lot of these things we're going to see. For example, the other day we saw the shortstop be the cutoff man on a throw from left field. And I think that's something we're going to see during the normal season. I think we'll see the second baseman be the cutoff man on throws from center field.
This is by the guy that was in, Siriaco, and into right. One run is in. Here comes another. The throw is not going to be in time. Two more for New York, and it's 4-0. That time with Siriaco in, it gets by him quickly, and that cost him in that instance.
Yeah, the second time that's happened tonight where the infield on the right side has come in, and there's been a base hit. One that Siriaco cannot make on a line drive. This time a ground ball gets by him, and 2-run score for the Yankees. But getting back to your point, Don, I think, yes, these are things we are going to see during the regular season.
One out in the inning, 2 runs in. New York on top 4-0. And Brett Gardner at the top of the Yankees order to bat now. He's 1 for 2. He singled in the 4th inning and scored. The Yankees base runners have already been picked off twice in this game. Both times Aaron Cook able to get Eric Chavez, and then he picked off Andrew Jones impressively. 2 pickoffs in 4 innings worth of work for Aaron Cook tonight. Back off the glove of Ohlendorf, stays with it and throws low, but nicely dug out by Gonzalez at first base.
Well, he almost panicked, didn't he? He almost got that ball and threw it away, but the throw was a little bit low, but Gonzalez was able to handle it. Ball back up the middle, actually saves probably a base hit, and then has to go down the mound to make that play, and then the throw a little bit low, but Gonzalez handles it at first base.
So 2 outs. Bernier now in scoring position at second base. And Curtis Granderson is the batter. Granderson has grounded out to second, tripled, knocked in a run, scored a run. As he takes strike one. Another strike, and it's 0-2. Yankees out hitting the Red Sox 7-2, and now on top 4-0 with 2 outs in the top of the 5th. Big year last year for Curtis Granderson. Second year with New York, and the 41 home runs last year, 119 runs batted in. Prior to 2010, his entire career spent in Detroit. And last year he did just about everything well. Ended up with 25 stolen bases on the year and had 10 triples during the regular season to go along with the 41 home runs.
Yeah, that was the biggest surprise, a home run total of 41. He's got power. He's always had power, but to put up those kind of numbers, I don't think anybody expected that.
23 triples. One of this is inside, and it's 2-2. 23 triples in that big ballpark in Comerica Park in Detroit back in 2007. And leading off for the Tigers. Had been 0-2, but it's a full count now. A foul, and Granderson gets jammed. Full count. Bernier at second base, 2 outs here in the 5th inning. The Yankees have played at 2 here in the 5th and lead it 4-0. Fly ball foul again off to the left. Hooked foul down the right field line, and the battle continues. It's been a comfortable night tonight in Fort Myers. Threatening clouds before the game, and so far no precipitation, but a great night to be at the ballpark.
Very warm back in Boston, very warm down here in Southwest Florida.
Battle continues between Ross Ohlendorf and Curtis Granderson. 10th pitch of the at-bat coming up. And now Shopik out to talk to Ollendorf. Well, Aaron Cook started this game tonight, Jerry, with the first 4 innings.
Pretty good sinker early, a couple of pickoffs, and then he started to get the ball up in the zone a little bit where he got hurt. There you see the 2 pickoffs getting Andrew Jones for the second one. 4 innings, 4 hits allowed, a couple of earned runs. Didn't walk anybody, had 2 strikeouts. 52 pitches total for Aaron Cook tonight in his 3rd outing of the spring.
Well, Granderson works the walk finally, an 11-pitch at bat before heading down to first base. Well, Josh Beckett earlier this afternoon pitching in a minor league game ended up pitching 6 innings today, giving up 2 runs on 6 hits. He struck out 6 through 79 pitches total in his outing as he worked against minor leaguers today. First and second, 2 down in the Yankees' 5th for Andrew Jones. Jones struck out swinging in the first inning, singled center field to drive in a run in the 4th, but then promptly was picked off first base by Aaron Cook. Popped up foul. Gonzalez gives chase, but it's back and out of play. Red Sox with their regulars in the game tonight. New York not sending a great many of theirs. Same deal when the Red Sox went up to Tampa to face the Yankees. The Yankees had all their regulars in the game.
Well, they'll see enough of each other through the regular season, that's
Plenty.
for sure.
There's a pop-up right side. Siriaco, second baseman. Little stutter step. Bit of an adventure, but he makes the catch. 2 more runs for New York. Halfway through this one, 4-0 Yankees.
Hey, Ellie, I went over to Jordan's and I bought all my
The always popular standing room only packs are back for the 2012 season. Pair a game against the Yankees or a popular summer weekend date with an exciting game this spring. To create your own unique standing room only packs, see 2 great games for as little as $40. Get your tickets today at redsox.com/SRO packs.
Don, the other day I mentioned the fact that the George Scott, the Boomer, had a book out, and I understand it's selling very well, called Long Taters. And, of course, that's what Boomer used to call his home runs, taters. So if you're looking for a good read, and you want to hear the George Scott story, it's on Amazon.com or Barnes & Noble. So
this may not be the only book we get from George. It may be more.
It covers his career throughout the big leagues, minor leagues, and a little bit before that. So a good read.
New pitcher on for New York as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Dellin Betances comes into the game. His 5th appearance of the spring. He's not given up a run in 5 innings worth of work. Opponent's hitting at .278 against him. He's just 24 years old. Selected by the Yankees in the 8th round in 2006. As a September call-up for New York last year, appeared in 2 games, 1 start. Pitch in there for strike 1 to Cody Ross. Betances spending time at AA Trenton, AAA Scranton, and then his last 2 appearances in New York. Takes over for Adam Warren, who is very good tonight. 4 shutout innings against the Red Sox regulars, giving up just 2 hits. Infield hit to David Ortiz, a single to left for Ryan Sweeney. So 4 innings, 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and he struck out 3. Ground ball foul into the Red Sox dugout and back out again. Cody Ross lined out to left field in the 2nd inning. Strike 3 call. Betances strikes out Ross. First out of the 5th inning.
Betances going right for that outside corner with the fastball. Beautiful pitch here as he picks up knee-high outside corner for the first out of the 5th inning.
1 down for Ryan Sweeney, who singled to left field in the 2nd inning. And their first strike over the outside corner, 1-1. In case you're just joining us tonight, Dustin Pedroia left the game. He was hit by a pitch in the 3rd inning, and it's been called a right forearm contusion. He left the game. Pedro Siriaco coming into the game for the Red Sox at second base. 2-1 is in the air down the left field line. Brett Gardner has it sized up and makes the catch. 2 down. It's 9 in a row retired now by Yankees pitching. It's been a quiet night offensively for the Red Sox so far.
Only 2 hits in the ball game. Ortiz with a hit and Sweeney with a hit back in his first at bat.
Two down for Kelly Shopping. Flied out to right field in the 2nd inning. And almost got hit with the pitch. Didn't do much to get out of the way of it.
The Shopping will do that on off-speed pitches in particular. He'll just kind of leave his shoulder in there and hope that the ball hits him. Seen him do that a number of times with Tampa Bay, Cleveland.
He's ahead 2-0. The Yankees getting 2 runs in the 4th, 2 runs in the 5th. Only threat for the Red Sox. They had a 1st and 3rd in the 2nd inning, and then Adam Warren was able to get Kelly Shopik to fly out to right field, and that was it. And a 4-pitch walk to Shopik down to first base. First walk given up by Yankees pitching. It breaks up a string of 9 in a row retired by Yankees pitching.
Right now the Red Sox looking for base runners any way they can get them. A 2-out walk to Shopik.
Mike Aviles, a strikeout victim in the 3rd inning, 0 for 1. Another ball from Betances, so Gill goes out and talks it over. Covidien, a global healthcare products company, is a proud sponsor of the Red Sox Foundation, helping to address health needs in our communities. Two outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Kelly Shopik at first base after a 4-pitch walk. Mike Aviles with a count of 1-0. That one slips out of his hand. 2-0.
Tried to change things up a little bit with the breaking ball right there, but as Don mentioned, the ball slipping out of the hands and up over the head of Aviles.
Larry Rothschild, the pitching coach for New York, out to talk to Betances. Got 2 quick outs here, and then all of a sudden a walk and a little control problem. He has thrown 6 straight balls. Well, the manager of the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, as they were known then. That's a strike. 2-1. Slap foul off to the right, and it evens at 2-2. Red Sox held to just 2 hits in the game tonight so far. The walk to Shopik, the 3rd base runner of the night for Boston, is top of the order. Jacoby Ellsbury waits on deck. Lined and caught. A hot shot, but right to Bernier at shortstop to end the 5th. Still 4-0 New York. live chat on NESN.com on Tuesday. Dropkick Murphys frontman Ken Casey will be on the keyboard, ready for your questions. Join him Tuesday live at noon on NESN.com. We'll have Didier Morais in the booth on Saturday. And, of course, the Bruins are out west, taking on the San Jose Sharks later on tonight after this Red Sox-Yankees spring training action. Play along to the 6th inning. Nate Spears comes into the game at third base tonight for Kevin Youkilis. So Spears in at third base. Ross Ohlendorf back on the mound for Boston. Second inning of relief. Surrendered 2 runs, facing 7 batters in the 5th inning. It's Eric Chavez to lead it off. Outside, and it's 2-0. Chavez with a single in the second was promptly picked off first base by Aaron Cook, and then he flied out to center in the 4th. Pops it up foul, backing out of play. Aaron Cook started tonight for Boston, 4 innings, giving up 2 runs. Fouled off again to the right. Shopik will give chase, but have no play. Fouled off again, gets a piece of Shopik, full count. Chavez signing a 1-year contract with New York as a free agent. Last year hit .263 with 2 home runs, 26 runs batted in. Saw time at third base, DH, and first base last year for New York. It's jammed and flips one down the right field line. Long run for Sweeney, who's over, and Sweeney on the backhand makes the catch. Nice play. Ryan Sweeney right up against the wall down the right field line.
Well, it's not that deep down the right field line, and Sweeney going right to the wall, able to make the catch, brace himself, and then bang into the wall. Nice play by Sweeney. And quite a long way to go for that, too. He was playing fairly deep for Chavez. Talking about Chavez, it looked like for a long time he was going to be just out of the game. So many injuries kept him out of the lineup, especially with the Oakland Athletics.
Mainly back problems and many surgeries. One time, one of the best third basemen in the game defensively. Raul Ibanez had a tough night, a tough spring. He's 2 for 36 in the spring. He's grounded out twice tonight. That one's by him, and it's 1-2. Vine is 39 years old. And last year with Philadelphia at 245 in 144 games. They had 20 home runs, 84 runs batted in. Far cry from the years, at least his first year anyway, with Philadelphia, which was 2009. He had 34 home runs, had 93 RBIs, and hit 272. Shoots it foul off to the left, out of play. Broke into the big leagues back in 1996 with Seattle. First 5 years with Seattle, 3 with Kansas City, then back to Seattle for 4 before the last 3 years spent at Philadelphia as a member of the Phillies. In tight and a full count. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Ohlendorf. First strikeout of his outing. And there's 2 down in the 6th inning.
Not a big strikeout night for Red Sox pitchers. Cook had 2 in the ball game. Now Ohlendorf picks up his first. A couple of quick outs here in the top of the 6th inning.
He'll now go to work on Brandon Laird. 1 for 2. He doubled in the 5th inning. Flied out to center in the 2nd. 1 for 2. There's strike 1 from Ohlendorf. Injury is truly a problem for Ross Ohlendorf over the last couple years. Last year spending the majority of the year with a shoulder injury on the DL. 2010 was limited as he was on the DL 2 different times, all shoulder problems. Back in 2007 made his major league debut with 6 games with New York. He'd been acquired from Arizona in January. But again, he had an 11-win season in 2009 with the Pirates. He'll miss, and it's 2-2. His family owns and operates a cattle ranch near Austin, Texas, where he's born and raised.
That's what you remind me of, Don, a cattle rancher.
Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Ohlendorf. Much better second inning of relief. 4-0. Yankees on top.
Good morning.
I want to remind you to subscribe to MLB.TV Premium today and get over 150 select spring training games with no blackouts and every regular season game live or on demand on your favorite devices. Visit RedSox.com for details. It's on to the bottom of the 6th inning back at JetBlue Park. 4-0. The Yankees on top of the Red Sox. Yankees out hitting Boston 7-2 in the game. And it'll be Jacoby Ellsbury leading it off here for the Red Sox in the bottom of the 6th inning. Ellsbury has grounded out second, grounded out to first. He is 0 for 2, getting ready for his 3rd at bat of the night. Ground ball to first, a tough hop, but handled there for the first out of the inning as Ellsbury is retired for the first out of the 6th inning.
Second time Jacoby's grounded out to first base. Did it in his last at bat in the 3rd inning. First pitch here in the 6th. Same result. Ground ball to first base.
Cole Garner has taken over in right field. In center field is Justin Maxwell. And now in left field is Colin Curtis. Pedro Ciriaco batting for the first time as he took over for Dustin Pedroia in the 3rd inning. Just joining us, Pedroia hit on the forearm. Contusion of the forearm, left the game, hit by a pitch. That Ciriaco has been in and has had a very good spring, both defensively and, as you can see, at the plate. Was back in the 3rd inning, and the starter Adam Warren hits Dustin Pedroia. In tight to Ciriaco. Nate Spears is on deck as Ciriaco bats with 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. There's a strike, 3-1. Ball 4 and a 1-out walk. Second walk given up by Yankees pitching in the game tonight. Second walk allowed by Dellin Betances. Here comes Nate Spears. Takes over for Youkilis at 3rd base. Youkilis had fly to right and grounded to short, 0 for 2. Spears had a .333 spring training. Hit hard in the ground, fouled by the Yankees dugout, and it evens at 1-1. Talked a lot about Nate Spears in the last 2 spring trainings. Very versatile player. Born right here in Fort Myers, Florida. He's 26 years old. He impressed Terry Francona last year. Bobby Valentine this year. Versatility all over. Runner goes on the 1-1. The throw down is not going to be in time, and it squirts away. Stolen base for Ciriaco.
Now that's been one of the big differences this spring under Bobby Valentine. It doesn't matter if the Red Sox are behind. If they feel they can steal a base against a certain pitcher and catch a combination, they're going to try to do that. And it does take Betances quite a long time to get rid of the ball. Ciriaco picks up the steal.
Just joining us, next inning, we'll take a look at the Terry Francona, Bobby Valentine meeting that took place before the game. Terry Francona here broadcasting for ESPN. This one fouled off. The two, of course, saw each other a few times during the offseason after Bobby had been named the manager of the Boston Red Sox, but had a chance to visit before the game in the dugout. Had to be very strange for Terry Francona. We'll see it next half inning.
I would call it a very brief visit.
Very brief.
Very brief.
At least he's talking now over there. Before he wasn't bringing much to the table. He had nothing. Look at now. He's...
Nobody's listening to him, though.
He is. No. He had nothing early, but he's got a lot to say now. He is settling in. Two-two pitch to Spears. Swing and a miss. Spears strikes out. Second out of the sixth inning. Second strikeout for Betances.
Once again, keeping the ball away from Nate Spears. That fastball outside part of the plate to pick up the strikeout. You mentioned Spears playing all over the place. Actually played first base in the last game we had televised.
Two down in the sixth inning for Adrian Gonzalez. Third at bat of the night for Adrian. He struck out swinging in the second. Flied out to right in the fourth inning. Ball slipping out of the hand again. Breaking ball. Betances had that happen a few times.
Having trouble controlling his breaking ball and his changeup. That last pitch was a changeup. Again, that gets away from him.
Two down, Pedro Ciriaco at second base. Red Sox fans have not had a lot to cheer about tonight so far. Red Sox have been held to just 2 hits. So they bat with 2 outs in the sixth inning. That's ball 3. David Ortiz waits on deck. Not close, and Gonzalez down to first base. Third walk allowed by Betances, the second of the inning. Boston Red Sox Spring Training Baseball on NESN is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. That's the night for Adrian Gonzalez, as he will be pinch run for by Lars Anderson at first base. Lars likely will be staying in the game defensively at first, as 2 on, 2 down. David Ortiz with his third at bat of the night. Rounds it foul.
And Betances hasn't given up a hit to the Red Sox yet, but he has given up 3 walks. Red Sox trying to make him pay for at least one of those walks right now, or 2 of them.
On the ground into the shift again. Garner, the second baseman's throw is in time to end the inning. Red Sox strand a pair. We had played 6. It's 4-0 New York.
I'm Mike's TV, and we just moved here from Boston. And while my man left his girl, he couldn't leave his Bruins. So we just ordered NHL Center Ice with up to 40 out-of-market games a
Yankees on top of the Red Sox. We head to the top of the 7th inning. Jose Gil leads it off and takes strike one. Ross Ollendorf in his 3rd inning of relief allowed 2 runs in the 5th and then had a 1-2-3 6th inning. Back out there to start the 7th inning. Fly ball to right. Sweeney on the move. Makes the catch as he steps on the dirt. Some changes defensively for the Red Sox, and they begin in center field where Jason Repko has taken over in center. Lars Anderson, after pinch running for Adrian Gonzalez, stays in the game at first base. The new catcher is Ryan Lavarnway. 1 out in the 7th, and it brings up Ramiro Pena. Pena grounded out in the 3rd inning and grounded out in the 5th. Ollendorf, the 2nd Red Sox pitcher of the night. Aaron Cook charged with 2 runs in 4 innings. Ollendorf's been charged with 2 runs in 2 1/3. Ramiro Pena has been valuable for the Yankees coming off the bench. 23 games last year for New York. This one is too tight.
Had quite a bit of play last year at 3rd base for the New York Yankees.
Played 85 games the year before in 2010. First year in the big leagues, 09. He's yet to have a full season yet in the majors. Popped up down the 3rd baseline. Spears goes as far as he can, but runs out of real estate. Well, as promised, the brief visit in the Red Sox dugout before the game. Terry Francona here for ESPN tonight. Down to see Bobby Valentine. They discussed Terry's former office, Bobby Valentine's new office. To center field, Repko just into the game, darting back onto the track to make the catch. Backpedaling onto the dirt of the track, front of the wall, 2 down.
Well, Pena is certainly not known for his power. Puts a good charge in this. You see how shallow Repko is playing, and he gets a very good jump. He takes a peek back to see how much room he's got. Knows he has room, is able to make the catch, and then backs into the wall. Pena hit that ball a long way to center field.
2 outs, 6 in a row, retired by Ollendorf. And it brings up the shortstop, Doug Bernier. Single to drive in 2 runs in his last at bat in the 5th inning. And that was off Ollendorf. Now sends one out to left center field, and that's going to get through a gapper. Cody Ross will run it down. Bernier is headed for second base, and he's got a 2-out double. His 2nd hit off Ollendorf tonight.
He's had a nice night. A single to drive in a couple of runs back in the 5th inning. Now he finds that gap in left center field on a fastball that's middle in. Cody Ross chasing it down, can't get to it, has to play it off the base of the wall. And with 2 outs, the Yankees get a man in scoring position.
Colin Curtis about to get his first at bat. That's in the spot of Brett Gardner, who tonight was 1 for 3. Fly ball to left field, sending Cody Ross back almost to the track to make the catch. It ends the top of the 7th. 7th inning stretch. It's been all New York on top 4-0. Sox game that goes into extra innings or the Sox earn a save, CVS Pharmacy will make a donation to Boston Children's Hospital towards their $25,000 donation this season. No big crowd on hand here at JetBlue Park at Fenway South. So we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. The Yankees have a 4-0 lead over the Red Sox. Cody Ross will get it started for Boston here in the 7th. Cody Ross 0 for 2 in the game tonight, is lined out to left and struck out looking. There's a strike over the outside corner. Ross, who at one point was 10 for 20 during the spring, is now 10 for 27 during spring training. Tansis with his 3rd inning of relief. Some trouble with walks, not giving up a hit, but he's walked 3, but able to work around all of them. Got out of a 2-on, 2-out jam in the 6th inning by getting Ortiz to ground out. Popped up foul, out of play. We will hear from Aaron Cook coming up as he wrapped up his outing here tonight, a 4-inning effort, giving up 2 runs. Breaking ball misses, and it's 2-2.
There's one that did not slip out of his hand. That's been a problem for him tonight. Slipping both with the breaking ball and the changeup. A little bit of bite to that one.
Swinging a foul tip.
And an even better bite with that one. Good job by Ross to just foul that ball off.
There are some Yankee fans who have made their way here to JetBlue Stadium. Probably a little disappointed by the number of regular Yankees who are here at JetBlue Park tonight. 2-2 pitch. He goes around and strikes out. Second time Ross has struck out tonight. Let's listen to Aaron Cook talking to the media.
Felt really good. I was able to, establish early strikes and get them swinging, and I felt like I had pretty good command of the strike zone all night.
How close to midseason form is your pickup?
I hope it's pretty close. I was just waiting for an opportunity. Playing in the National League all the years, we worked really hard on controlling the running game, and I took a lot of pride in being able to do that on my own and take some of that pressure off the bench coach. So, I look for opportunities to use my quick move when I can and slide step and just try to give me the best chance of getting a double play.
Is it the reception that makes it so
I guess it's some combination of both. I've worked really hard. When I had Mac in the minor leagues with Colorado, we worked extensively on pickoff moves, and I think all that hard work's paying off.
How did the reaction on this thing?
It's been really good. It's been going down, and when my sinker's going down instead of moving off to the right, it's a lot better. It gets down below their bat, and when it's moving from side to side, they can usually stay on it and drive the ball, which Granderson did. That one was up a little bit. It still moved, but it didn't go down, and he's able to really drive the ball. I think I can. We still got, about 2 weeks or so, a couple starts. So, there's still a lot of baseball left. Anything can happen. And, I'm just going to keep going out there when they give me the ball. And, hopefully I'm ready to go. Oh, I feel great. I think, looking back, it's definitely the smartest thing that we could have done. It was a little aggravating at the time because you're coming into a new camp, new organization. You really want to just get out there and show them what you can do. But, in the long run, I think it's really going to pay off. My shoulders felt great. I've had my legs underneath me all spring. And, that's really paying off with the action of my fastball moving down.
Through 7, we'll hear more from Aaron Cook when we come back. It's 4-0 New York. Red Sox Nation, if you need medical care at Fenway Park, visit the Beth Israel Deaconess First Aid Stand behind Section 12, Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center. It's the official hospital of the Boston Red Sox. Visit them at bidmc.org. 4-0, the Yankees on top of the Red Sox as we get ready for the top half of the 8th. Some defensive changes. Josh Kroger comes into the game in left field for Cody Ross. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by Jordan's Furniture, the official furniture store of the Boston Red Sox. Mark Melanson comes into the game. Third arm used tonight by Bobby Valentine. 4 spring training games, 0-1 with an ERA of 9. 4 innings of work. And opponent's hitting at .313 against him. He's looking to have a good bounce-back outing after a very tough outing last time out. Gave up 3 runs on 3 hits and a walk in an inning. Took the loss against Minnesota. This is Justin Maxwell batting for New York. He took over for Curtis Granderson in center field. So for Ross Ohlendorf, he ended up working 3 innings of relief. Allowed 4 hits and 2 runs to New York. Walked a batter, struck out 2. Aaron Cook is on the hook. He went 4 and gave up 2 runs to start the game tonight. 2-1 rattled foul, 2-2.
And Melanson throwing that fastball at about 92 miles an hour right now.
Melanson, who began his career as a member of the Yankees. It's a 9th round pick by the Yankees in 2006. Was pitching in New York in 2009 and again in 2010 before going to Houston. to right field. Ryan Sweeney's had a busy night, and he runs this down for the first out of the 8th. Well, nice look back in from the monster seats into JetBlue Park.
And that's actually our exit after the ball game.
Exactly. We'll right up over the top.
Right on the top of those monster seats.
And that camera shot is provided by Bill Titus, who turned 50 years of age yesterday.
And when's the party? Did they have a party yesterday?
Well, Bill's a party every day, so. Bill Titus is 50. Who knew?
I imagine he's going out tonight maybe for a,
Yeah, you think?
A milkshake?
Yeah, he might be onto something. Garner tried to hold up, could not. And is down 0-2. Cole Garner taking over in right field. One out in the 8th. Melanson closing games last year for the Astros at 20 saves at the end of the year. 2.78 earned run average in 71 games, playing for Brad Mills last year in the Astros. Of course, traded to the Red Sox for Jed Lowry and Kyle Weiland this past offseason, mid-December. It's interesting to watch Jed Lowry's career. Now no longer a member of the Red Sox, playing in Houston. One and two now to Garner. Two and two. On deck is Jorge Vasquez. In the air to short right field, Ryan Sweeney has handled the first 2 outs of the 8th inning. Jerry, if Daniel Bard does not make the rotation, the question is, where does he go in the pen?
You know, Don, you're asking me some very tough questions.
I'm keeping you on your toes.
And I wish I had a better answer for you, but I don't. I just don't have a feeling right now what Valentine's going to do. I mean, he will not commit to him in the starting rotation. I seem to think he's going to be there. But as we go deeper and deeper into spring training, it looks like maybe he won't be there. And then what would he do? Would he be a setup man again? Would he become the closer and move everybody back? You know, Melanson back to the 7th, Bailey for the 8th, and Bard for the 9th?
For me, I'd have him in the 8th inning, his spot.
You'd put him right back in his spot.
Put him right back in his spot again. He's done it. Done it very well. One of the best in the game. He was a hit batsman with 2 outs, nobody on. Melanson hitting Vasquez here.
I always thought he was a closer in the making. I mean, you know, he had that kind of stuff, an overpowering fastball, the slider, you know, the occasional changeup.
And he could be, but you have Andrew Bailey, who got to be your closer, a successful closer.
Exactly. So you'd have some flexibility out there, but it's confusing to me this year as it's ever been. Well, not ever been, but in a long, long time. And I'm not sure by the time that we get done doing our 2 games this week, which is Saturday and Sunday,
Bill will know
that we're going to be any clearer on that. We will be much clearer on it the following game that we do.
Yes. And in Detroit on opening day, we'll know a lot more.
Then
than
we'll
we know. We will have it all cleared up.
Then we might know.
We might know. And that lineup may not be all right because you're facing Justin Verlander, so we'll see. Fans on the berm enjoying tonight's game, even though the Red Sox have been very quiet Two outs, a runner at first as Raul Ibanez was taken out of the game. And in is Jose Tucson. Flies out to end things here in the top of the 8th. 4-0 New York. Tonight at 10, tune in for NESN Daily, presented by Sun Life Financial. You get Nick Cafardo on Bard, starter or reliever. How many wins did Sports Illustrated predict for the Red Sox? Bruins and Sharks highlights. It's all coming up on NESN Daily tonight after Bruins coverage, only on NESN. Well, it's 4-0 New York on top. As into the game is Corey Wade, 7th appearance of the spring, no record. 3.86 earned run average. Third New York pitcher of the night, Dylan Betances, worked 3 innings, gave up no hits, no runs, walked 3, struck out 4. It's a pop-up foul ground. Vasquez going over, will not have a play.
Well, he gave up on that one a little early, didn't he?
Yes.
I'm not sure. He probably would not have been able to make the catch, but did give up on it very early.
Now, Mike Aviles is 0 for 2 in the game. He struck out in the 3rd, lined out to short in the 5th. Popped up. Another chance here for the Yankees' 3rd baseman. Makes the catch this time for the first out of the 8th. Let's hear more from tonight's Red Sox starter, Aaron Cook.
Yeah, I just wanted to come in and show that I was healthy. After the last couple of years in Colorado, things, kind of went awry. I had some weird injuries and didn't really pitch effectively. So, I came into spring just wanting to show that I was healthy, that I could go out there and compete, and, with a fresh slate, just go out and prove myself all over again. No, not at all. I signed the minor league deal here. I knew what the situation was. I knew that they had a couple spots that they were trying to fill, and I felt like it was a great opportunity for me to come and prove myself. I want to go out there, prove that I'm healthy, and throw strikes, take us deep into games, and make it be a hard decision for them to make. I think I have, but like I said, still going to have a couple starts left this spring, and I can't get complacent. I got to go out there, work hard, and just continue to do the same thing I've been doing. Oh, I think I could definitely get up to 7 innings. If I'm able to work quick, keep the ball on the ground, let the defense play behind me, I think I definitely can get up to 7 innings. I think so. I think once you get to 7 innings, you've reached that threshold of going deep into games, reaching 85, 90 pitches, and then, it's just the next step. And, once the season starts, there's a whole nother adrenaline that takes over that can take you quite a few more pitches deeper into the game. Honestly, they told me I was going to go about 4 innings. They didn't give me a pitch count, so when I go out there, I just I take it inning by inning. I try not to look at the whole big picture because, to be honest, I can't focus on that much at a time. I just got to go out there and try to do one batter at a time and keep it as simple as possible.
Do you ever worry that, this is going to sound stupid, but you're too much efficient to build on?
No, I don't think so. I think the biggest thing is being up and down in between innings, not as much about how many pitches you throw, but how many times you sit down, cool off, and then get back up and go out there again. So I think that has a lot to do with it, more so than how many pitches you get.
Have you always been extremely pitcher efficient?
I've tried to be. Playing in Colorado my whole career, try to stay off the mound as long as possible and let the guys come in and, do some damage with the bat. So I've always pitched to contact. I've always given up hits, but I've always tried to work really fast and keep our guys off the field. No, it's not. I mean, that's the type of pitcher I am. That's what I'm comfortable doing. And, I don't get razzed easy when guys are putting the ball in play and they're getting through the holes or getting down the lines. What upsets me the most is when they're driving the ball. And if I'm keeping the ball on the ground, I know things are going to work out for me in the long run.
You're a little bit out of that field. You obviously have some knowledge of these things. Very frank on it. Felt best night described.
Well, that's his assessment. Petey's the type of player. He goes out there, he plays hard every day, and he's got his own style, and that's what we love about him. He's got his own style of everything, and that's what we love about him.
Well, the Red Sox able to plate their first run of the night. Pedro Ciriaco just getting into second base. Repko had scored. And the Red Sox on the board for the first time tonight, giving the JetBlue Park crowd something to cheer about finally. The Red Sox have been held to just 2 hits coming into this 8th inning.
As Ciriaco continues to have a very, very good spring here for the Red Sox. Back-to-back doubles put him on the board here in the 8th inning.
It's Nate Spears. Struck out swinging in the 6th inning and takes strike 1.
Take a look at both doubles. Repko first on an off-speed pitch right down the third base line. And then Ciriaco following him with the double to drive in the run. So a 4-1 ball game.
Now a liner into right field, a base hit. Ciriaco being waved around. The throw to the plate is going to be close, and he didn't get him. Red Sox pick up their second run. Throw is there, but up the line, and unable to get the tag on him as Ciriaco gets in with his second Boston run.
If that throw is on target, they've got him by about 5 feet, but it traveled up that third base line, and it gave Ciriaco a chance to get around the tag of the catcher Molina. Nice job by Ciriaco to avoid that tag. See him take a peek, see where the ball is, goes around, and then gets home plate with his hand.
Here's Lars Anderson. Batting for the first time. He pinch ran for Adrian Gonzalez in the 6th inning. A tough start here for Corey Wade coming into the game. 1 out. He's given up back-to-back doubles and a single. 2 quick runs. Bruins out west taking on San Jose tonight. Right here on Nesson. The 1-1 is outside for ball 2. Ball 3, 3-1. Popped up, foul, out of play. Full count now for Lars Anderson. Luis Exposito has come out on deck for Boston. He would bat in David Ortiz's spot here in the 8th. On the ground down the first baseline, foul. Runner goes and is fouled off again. Nate Spears held on at first base. 1 out here in the 8th. Red Sox making some noise in the 8th, grabbing 2 runs so far. There goes Spears, and Anderson fouls it off again. Spears goes again, and Anderson gets into this one to deep left center field, back and off the wall. From first base comes Spears. He will score on a double for Lars Anderson, and it's a 1-run game.
Now that's one thing the Red Sox want to see from Lars Anderson. Use power to the opposite field. Good at bat that time by Anderson. Fouled off a lot of pitches. Finally gets a ball away. 3-2 count, runner going, finds the left field wall. And the Red Sox now within 1 here in the 8th inning.
So the tying run in scoring position, still just 1 out. Larry Rothschild, the pitching coach, out to talk to Corey Wade. Luis Exposito will be next. The Red Sox regulars were pretty quiet tonight, but guys coming off the bench getting it done here in the 8th inning. Luis Exposito, 6 games hitting at 125. The catcher batting in the DH spot in David Ortiz's spot. Yes, he takes ball 1. Exposito, 25 years old, born in Miami, Florida. Popped up in the infield. Tucson coming from third, backpedals and makes the catch.
He has not made any pop-up look easy so far in this game. It's been an adventure.
Scorecard looking better for the Red Sox in this inning.
That's a well-kept scorecard right there, too.
Joe Girardi is coming out to take out Corey Wade. with 2 outs in the 8th inning. The pitching change coming up here as the Red Sox have made some noise in the bottom of the 8th inning, scoring 3 times so far. It's 4-3 New York.
Since 1818, we've been
Tonight after the game, keep it right here on NESN as we'll bring you Boston Bruins hockey from San Jose. The Bruins play the first of the 3-game road trip against Joe Thornton and the San Jose Sharks. Our complete Bruins coverage begins with WB Mason. Bruins face off live with Dale Arnold right after Sox Yankees. Still in the midst of the bottom of the 8th inning as Juan Cedeno comes in for New York. Josh Kroger bats here for Boston with the tying run in scoring position at second base in Lars Anderson. Numbers for Cedeno: 6th appearance, no record, 8.31 earned run average.
Joe Girardi going to that lefty-lefty matchup, hoping to get out of this inning.
On the corner, and it's 1-1. Kroger, a 194 average, been in a lot of games so far during the spring. Taps it foul down by the shoe tops, and it's 1-2. Red Sox held off the scoreboard until the bottom of the 8th inning. They rattled Corey Wade, who worked 2/3 of an inning and so far has been charged with 3 runs. Red Sox piecing together 4 straight hits, including 3 doubles. Ryan Sweeney waiting on deck. He's played the entire game. One-two is outside, 2-2.
A lot of breaking balls from Cedeno to Kroger. Trying to put him away there with a breaking ball away.
Breaking ball strikes him out and ends the inning, but the Red Sox scored 3 times. It's a 4-3 Yankees lead as we head to the 9th. Have tightened up from JetBlue Park at Fenway South. The Red Sox scoring 3 times in the 8th. 4-3 New York. As Addison Muzak leads it off here. Scott Atchison into the game for Boston. 5th appearance, no record. 5.68 earned run average for Atchison. Follows Mark Melanson, who worked the 8th inning, hit a batter. On the ground towards second base, Siriaco. 1 out in the 9th. Brings up Gustavo Molina. Molina taking over as the catcher. Starting catcher tonight was Jose Gil, who was 1 for 3, scored a run. As Molina takes strike 1. There's strike 2, and it's 0-2. Line in the left, quickly by Kroger. Kroger back to play it. Molina will stop with a single with 1 out in the 9th inning. Sharply hit by the Yankees catcher.
Well, the Yankee catcher's going 2 for 4 in this game tonight. Breaking ball from Atchison. And Molina takes it down that left field line. Long single.
1 out, 1 on, and it brings up Kevin Russo. On the ground right side, a lot of spin on it. Siriaco to second for 1, back to first, not in time. Too slowly hit to turn the double play, but there are 2 outs now in the 9th.
Boy, you're right, Don. There was a lot of spin on that ground ball. Not hit very hard at all with Siriaco, and had to make sure he made the catch on that and get that 1 out at second base. Very little chance of a double play as the Red Sox try to turn it over.
So 2 down and Russo at first base. Here's Carmen Angelini. Take strike 1. Did he go? No, he did not. One, 2, late swing, fouled off over by the Yankees dugout. Swing and a miss. Scott Atchison in the nice 9th inning. We head to the bottom of the 9th. The Red Sox need a run, down 4-3.
The following
let's make excellent happen.
Yes, let's make it happen.
4-3, Yankees on top of the Red Sox. We head to the bottom of the 9th inning. And Juan Cedeno, who finished the 8th, will start the 9th for New York. Ryan Sweeney will begin it for the Red Sox. And I want to remind you, as soon as we are done here, Bruins and Sharks are coming up from San Jose. Ryan Sweeney, 1 for 3. As he takes strike one. Chopped up the middle, diving the shortstop. He's got no play, and Sweeney's aboard. Tying run is on to begin things in the 9th.
As Sweeney's had a busy night tonight, busy defensively out in right field, and a couple of base hits. 2 for 4, right back up over the pitcher. Long way to go for Angelini. He can come up with it, but no play at first base. And out comes Joe Girardi.
So Girardi will make the change. Red Sox have the tying run at first with nobody out in the 9th. Pitching change from JetBlue Park. Afternoon as they host the Philadelphia Phillies in a split squad game from right here at JetBlue Park. Our live coverage begins at 1:30, and we remind you, Red Sox Spring Training Baseball is presented by Southwest Airlines. On Saturday, it'll be Alfredo Aceves who gets the start for the Red Sox against the Phillies. 4-3, the Yankees have the lead over the Red Sox at the moment. New pitcher on for New York is George Cantos, who last year was at AAA. Scranton, 40 appearances, 4-4 with a 2.62 earned run average, 91 strikeouts to 26 walks. And he comes in here with a tying run at first base, nobody out. And Ryan Lavarnway about to get his second at bat of the game. Lavarnway flied out to right in the 7th. There's strike one over the outside corner. Juan Cedeno, who left, responsible for Ryan Sweeney, who's at first base. Held on by Maruzak. That's a strike, and Lavarnway's down 0-2. Outfield very deep, and straight away on Lavarnway. Down low, the catcher couldn't find it right away, but finally comes up with it.
Now, bad break there for the Red Sox. That ball rolls a little bit farther away from the catcher, and you're talking about the tying run in scoring position. Got through the 5-hole, but he was able to spin, find it right away, and that holds Sweeney at first base. Of course, the 5-hole getting you ready for Bruins hockey coming up right after this broadcast.
One ball, 2 strikes to Ryan Lavarnway. Nobody out, bottom of the 9th. Swing and a miss. Conto strikes him out for the first out of the 9th.
Looked like a changeup from Contos that time doing the honors. A little bit of an off-balance swing there by Lavarnway.
Here comes Mike Aviles, who's played the entire game at shortstop for the Red Sox. Aviles 0 for 3, struck out, lined out, and popped out. Yes, he takes ball 1. Jason Repko, the top of the order for the Red Sox, waits on deck. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. Popped up, foul, backing out of play, and Aviles is down 1-2.
There's one Aviles would like to have back again. A high pitch, about letter high, and just fouls it straight back. That's one that could have went out of the ballpark easily to end the game.
Contos with a 1-2. Very high, 2-2. Red Sox trail most of the night, 4-0. So they scored 3 times in the bottom of the 8th. Get the lead runner on in the 9th, now with 1 out. Sweeney gains his lead. Check on him again, and Sweeney back to the bag. Sweeney starts and stops. Aviles drives one to left. It's going to grab some wall. Coming from first base is Sweeney. He'll stop at third. It's a double for Aviles, and it's second and third with 1 down in the 9th.
Now that's what Aviles has been doing at least once a game, hitting hard line drives. That ball stayed up in his zone, and this time he didn't miss it. First one he fouled back, but that one he gets it off the wall. Sweeney continues on at third base. The Red Sox have the potential winning run at second base. Yankees bringing the infield in.
Jason Repko, the batter. He doubled and scored a run. His first at bat in the 8th inning. Then the Red Sox bench who has been able to do the damage tonight. Regulars were very quiet. Here's a squeeze play, and from third base the game is tied. Throw to first is going to be in time for the second out. But the squeeze play ties this game at 4-aside.
Well, perfectly executed. Just get the ball on the ground. Sweeney off at third base. That's the last thing anybody in this ballpark expected, especially with the winning run at second base.
Now the winning run is at third base with 2 outs and only 90 feet away. Chance for Pedro Siriaco to win it for the Red Sox. Swinging a foul tip for strike 1.
When bunting on the squeeze play, all you're trying to do is get the ball on the ground. It doesn't matter if it goes back to the pitcher, because that runner on third is off and he's going to score anyway.
Siriaco fouls it off, and it's 0-2.
Once again, you look at the bunt, he gets it on the ground, exactly what you're supposed to do. It doesn't matter if it's back to the pitcher. They get no chance of getting the run at home.
The 0-2 pitch to Siriaco. On the ground, foul, and he stays alive. Yankees had a 4-0 lead. The Red Sox rallied for 3 in the 8th, 1 in the 9th. Ball 1-1-2. Swing and a miss. Siriaco strikes out. Red Sox and Yankees are tied up 4 aside as we played 9.
Since 1818.